Hi everyone, my name is Sweet Kings, and today I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading, and this is going to be about some of the general energies surrounding your past life. Alright, so in order for you to pick, I have these three options right here. Okay. So group number one, you guys have a pencil, plain old pencil. Group number two, you have a pen. Group number three, you have my S Pen on my phone. So group number one, a pencil. Group number two, a pen. And group number three, my S Pen. All right. So let's get into it. If you happen to enjoy this reading and you want to book a personal reading with me, all of my information will be down below. All right, so let's get started. Group number one, you guys got the pencil. Let's take a look at some of the general energies surrounding your past life, your most recent past life, okay? General energy surrounding your most recent past life. You have Temperance and the Two of Wands. So in your past life, I feel that you are very, very patient. Almost too patient, because I feel like it might have caused some sort of detriment in your life. Okay, something went down in your past life because you were way too patient and way too tolerant, I should say, of just people around you. So I feel like you might have been a person who just constantly gives and gives and gives, or you gave and you gave and you gave, but you got very, very little in return. All right, so I feel like in your past life you were a people pleaser, and that might have carried into your current incarnation, where you give too much or you give too soon, and then once you realize that you are being taken advantage of, you get testy. I mean, who wouldn't, right? You're getting taken advantage of. However, I feel like in your past life, you almost felt like I don't want to say you were a martyr, but you felt like you needed to give in order for people to like you. All right, so I feel like that might have been an issue for you, group one, where it's like you were always trying to fit in, and you just never fit in because you weren't meant to be there. All right, you weren't meant to force yourself. What I'm seeing right now is a round hole with square peg. It's like you're trying to force yourself in that circle, and it just wasn't for you. So I feel like in your current life, that may have transferred over where, let's say maybe you were in high school, you weren't that popular, but you tried to fit in with the crowd, and it just never sat right with you. All right. So I feel like in your past life, you gave too much. You have the Two of Swords and the Nine of Wands in reverse. So like I said, it's always giving too much and not receiving, right? It's almost like you would just open karmic cycles with people unknowingly. It's like that whole empath to a narc, or a narc to an empath, how you give and someone sees that you give, and here they come, let me take. So I feel like that's what you might have been dealing with in your past life. You have a Five of Wands in reverse, where you might have felt like you weren't, it was almost like a sin for you to speak up and say no to people. All right? Let's pull an oracle card. Fell right out. So you have God and Goddess. And to me, that really just symbolizes you, like in a past life, you struggling to find your inner divinity. It's like you knew what you possessed. However, it's like you couldn't convince other people to see it, and that's what frustrated you. And that's kind of what made you feel like you needed to just give in with this Temperance card. Like you needed to have one foot in, one foot out. It's like you know what you can do, and you're kind of frustrated that you're being given a small task, or people aren't appreciating what you can do, you know. But like I said, it almost felt like it was a sin for you to speak up. All right? So, group number 1, in your past life, I feel like you were very, like I said, tolerant, too tolerant. All right? And if you're like this in your present life, that's kind of why. So really work on setting up those boundaries with people, so they don't keep taking from you. You don't keep opening these karmic cycles with people who just drain you. All right, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you will, oh, look at that. Look at that. The sun was at the bottom of the deck. Anyway, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information will be down below. Thank you for watching. All right, group number 2. Group number 2. You got a pen? Pen? Was you locked up in a pen? Stop. Were you? Let's see. Group number 2. Who were you in your past life? Three of Swords. So you might have been locked up in a pen. But I feel like, you know, that wasn't the circumstance. Then you felt very caged in by family and friends. I don't know if you can hear that kid screaming. But it's like you might have felt trapped by your family life. It's like you didn't have a chance to really live fully, okay? You didn't have a chance to just be free, be wild, you know, because you had so many responsibilities attached to you. Let's see what else. Oops, card fell. And it was the Magician, the Magician, the Magician, the Magician. But what I was reaching for was the Four of Pentacles, except my cards fell, and I got the Magician. So, what this means to me is, first of all, this is representing the home life for me. And I feel like, I hear you could never be out of reach. So either you had a lot of people contacting you, or like I said, you were never out of reach, like you were caged in. So it's easy for people to kind of come to you, but it was hard. It felt difficult for you to reach out to other people, all right? So with the Magician, like I said, you might have had people coming to you. You know, maybe you worked from home and like you did something from home where people came to you. However, I feel like you enjoyed what you did. However, you just wanted to be out more. You just wanted to be out and just show off more. And I feel like in your current life, right now, you're kind of finding ways to stand out, finding ways to just let yourself be free and be who you are. You have a Five of Wands in reverse. Maybe, you know, in your past life, you had to just watch what you said. Like I said, because you were around so many people, you're kind of caged in, and if you were dealing with kids, you know, you kind of had to watch your behavior. So you felt like what you wanted to say, you couldn't say, or if you would have a certain thought, you were like, oh, no, I shouldn't be thinking like that. So maybe in your current life, you deal with that, where, like I said, you want to be out and free. So now you're finding ways to just free up yourself, you know? However, you might feel restricted by, this could just be by opinions, by thoughts. Maybe you don't have enough resources, so you feel like you're restricted to your home. However, with the Magician, ending in the Magician, I feel like in your past, first of all, I feel like you lived long. I feel like you did live a long life, like a full life. And I feel like towards the end, that's when you realize, what am I doing? And you told yourself, you made like a mental contract that your next life wouldn't be like this. Okay? You're gonna experience everything that you want to experience with the Magician. And I feel like that was the promise you set to yourself, you know, in your old age. Next time I won't be so tied down. All right. So maybe, I don't know, for some of you, maybe you don't even want kids. Like family life, being a housewife or a house dad, and all of that just kind of like scares you. Wish. Wow. Wow. Group number 2 with the Magician. I feel like that goes exactly with what I just said. When you live that long life, you replayed your life, and you said next time it won't be that way. And I feel like your wishes are coming true in this lifetime because, first of all, you said that to yourself, and 2, you're stepping out of the box in certain ways. So that's going to give you the wish, your ultimate wish of being free and just feeling fulfilled in your life. All right? So group number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information will be down below. Thank you for watching. Group number 3. Group number 3. Group number 3. Let's take a look at some of the general energies surrounding your most recent past life. Alright, popping right out. And I want that one too. I want this, I want that, and I want that. So maybe in your past life you were very demanding. I'm hearing royalty, so you might have been like high power. People held you in high regards. What is this? Yeah. Like people looked at you as some sort of authority, and they would give you what you wanted because you were knowledgeable about something. Like let's say if you weren't necessarily royalty, you didn't have a lot of properties or whatever, you were very knowledgeable about something, and it was something that relates to everyday life, right? Something that people could use. And you know, I feel like that's what gave you some authority to demand certain things, because you knew certain information that other people didn't know. So they had to appease you. They had to gift you with something in order for you to, you know, I'm hearing divine. So maybe you were like a priest, a priestess, were you divine for people? But some sort of knowledge or some sort of status kept you up. All right, so you have the Knight of Swords, Strength, and the King of Cups. I mean, Knight of Cups, sorry. So yeah, I feel like, you know, like I said, you knew something. There was some sort of information that only you can go and get, or you knew how to access it, right? So people would ask you a question, and as a knight, you would go off and research or consult or something, and that's how you would get the information. Then you would relay that information to the other person, and that would help give them the strength to move on, or do whatever they needed to do in their life, and they would go off on their merry way, feeling a lot more enlightened, a lot happier with this Knight of Cups. All right, so they coming in for information. Here you come, being all strong and stuff, and then they leave with more information. They leave with the necessary information, I should say. All right, so I feel like in your past life, you have some sort of status where you had the ability to demand certain things and people would give it to you, okay? So maybe in your current life, you have people gift you with things, or this could be the complete opposite, where you feel like you have to constantly ask for things, or you feel like people don't give enough to you. Like you give too much and people don't give enough. So it could, I see it working in like both extremes. And I feel like it's coming out in extremes because in your past life, you had this power. So it's like that superiority, it was there. So maybe in your current life, things are like extreme. Either it's extremely good or it's extremely bad, Yep, so you have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords in a different deck, but in reverse. So with the Ace of Pentacles, like in your past life, these are all the hands reaching out to you, right? And these are all the people that you help, because this was the ultimate knowledge. They all needed help with this common issue, but the knowledge to solve the common issue, they didn't have that. That's why it's in reverse. So they came to you, all right? Like I said, in your present life, your current incarnation, I feel that you either have people who just gift you things, like you say something nice to them, all of a sudden, like a week later, they come back, oh, well, I thought about what you said, and here, or like I said, it could be the opposite, where you feel like you have to ask for certain things that should just be given to you, And it could work out in both ways. Like one aspect might be really high. Like let's say your lover is always gifting you with things, always making you feel great, but at work, it's like you barely get paid, Or it could be the opposite. At work, you get all the praise, but in your romantic life, ain't shit popping, So, yeah, let's see. Pull an oracle card for you, group number 3. Nope. Group number 3, you got 3 cards. You have not what you expect, symbols, and animals. So with the not what you expect, I feel like that goes back to what I said, where either you don't expect certain gifts or you don't expect certain people to treat you the way that they treat you, With symbols, like I said, it's something. If you didn't discover your divinity fully yet in this lifetime, you will. Or you're at least, you will. I said you will. This Ace of Pentacles. Like you know something, you just don't know how you know it. Or maybe you have a really strong intuition where something tells you not to go to a certain place and you're like, why? But I really want to go. And then you find out like something bad happened, So I feel like your intuition is very strong. Like you're able to look at symbols and get a meaning. All right. And then with animals, I feel like this is just, I hear, you ain't new to this, you true to this. So your psychic ability, I feel like you might be very psychic, right? You might be very psychic. And like I said, you might not know why you feel certain way about certain things or people. However, it's just that instinct, that natural instinct. Okay, with animals, you know, they just have that natural instinct to know when to leave, when it's okay to stay, and you know, things like that. So yeah, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information will be down below. Thank you so much for watching.